Okay, so to start building this site, there's a couple of things we need to do beforehand to sort of set everything up. We're not going to write any code now because we don't actually have any of the files included. So as we mentioned in the last part, go ahead, download Bootstrap, and whatever your version, you should have 3 folders included. That'll be CSS, IMG for any images, and the JS directory, which is obviously JavaScript. So I'm going to just drop them in there. Now let's take a look at each folder and what it contains. Minus image. Actually no, we've got some interesting stuff in image. So in the CSS folder we have got Bootstrap and Bootstrap responsive, and then we have minified versions of each. So minified versions you're going to use in a production environment where you have either where you have finalized your CSS file and it's minified, ready for a fast download. So the unminified will look like this, readable, and the minified looks like this. So it's all on one line and it's all sort of squashed together, and all sorts of stuff has been done to reduce the file size. So in this case, same with the responsive, we're going to be including both of these CSS files because we want to make use of responsive elements. So inside JavaScript we've got Bootstrap, and the same deal, it's just a minified version. If you've customized this, all of your plugin data will be available in JS, otherwise you're going to have to download them separately and include them at the bottom of your page. Probably a good idea if you're only using a particular plugin on one page and you know you only will be. It just makes a lot more sense to only load it on that page rather than download it with the rest of your JavaScript. However, just saying that is preference, and some people prefer to download everything, cache it by the browser, and then have it served for every page, and it's there and it doesn't need to be re-downloaded. So inside IMG images, we've got the glyphicons, which are part of the Bootstrap package. They weren't created by Bootstrap; they're by another company essentially, but they're being given permission to use them. So these would basically just be an icon set that you can include icons with, and they'll just be as CSS sprites. So that's basically that. And we'll be looking at including some icons as well. And just a word of note sort of thing, we're going to be inspecting elements as we go, so you're going to sort of see the associated CSS, but it's really good idea that when you're working with frameworks like this that you understand how they work and what style rules are being applied. So it's a good idea to inspect things in your own free time. Okay, so cool, we've got nothing at the moment inside index.html. So what we're going to do is we're going to build our overall sort of HTML document outline, if you like, with our doc type, our HTML and head and body tags. Then we're going to go include what we need, and then following that we'll just start to create our site. So what do we need? Well, we need our doc type, so let's go ahead and include a doc type, and we need HTML tags, opening and closing. So head is important, body is also important. I'm sure you already knew that. Let's go ahead and just set up a few things. So I'm going to set the character set to UTF-8 in case we have any special characters, and we'll go ahead and set a title as well, and we'll call this responsive. Lovely. So inside of the in fact, let's go ahead and include our style sheet. So we're going to need to include 2 style sheets. The first one is bootstrap.css. The second one is bootstrap responsive CSS, which allows us to take advantage of the responsive nature of our fluid grid system. So we're going to say link rel equals style sheet, and href is the link to this, which is in the CSS directory, and it's just bootstrap.css. We can go ahead and copy and paste that down to the next line and include bootstrap responsive also. Now in the body we need to go ahead and include firstly the link to jQuery, wherever that's being hosted. I'm going to take advantage of jQuery CDN and have it come from there, and then we also need to include another script tag. And we need to include within the JS directory bootstrap.js. Perfect. So if we go ahead and refresh our page, nothing's changed, but we are now including particular rules that are associated with with Bootstrap. So if we inspect the body, for example, you can see that we've got these styles associated, which wouldn't normally be associated if we hadn't included a framework like Bootstrap. Cool. So now what we need to do is, because we're making use of the responsive nature of Bootstrap, we need to include some meta information regarding the width of the device and stuff like that. So we need to say meta name equals and content equals. Okay, so we're going to set the view port meta tag to width equals device width. Oops. And we're going to say initial scale equals 1.0. Perfect. So we're pretty much ready to go here. All we need to do is start writing our markup for the site and you know, including everything we need to do. So this isn't going to take long at all. So that's how we set everything up. Everything should be working now, and we can go on to actually start building this site.